rather than waste it, I cut some pieces of it out and put some of my designs behind it. I find it quite interesting. It's not something I would use, but the process I think could be quite interesting, and I think I might do this with some fabric, some dark fabric and the white thread. I believe that's the last one. Yes, it is. So then that leaves the loose leaf prints. We've got some printing in silver. At uni, that one didn't come out so well, but I preferred the printouts on the silver on the paper than on fabric. Because on fabric it looked far more almost like it's a glitter, so I didn't really like that. Here's the difference on some of these. I didn't actually use this because it just didn't really look like much. I just got some things from the garden, and although I like the depth of the blue, this was the one that I moved slightly to see if anything was happening. Of course, trying not to move it, and I moved it quite a lot, but actually it's quite a nice effect. Maybe serendipity and all that. Riso print upside down, and then the riso print with another design on top. More riso print, darker, and with the other design. And these again speak for themselves. I did do some cutting out on some of the ones that I did in my sketchbook and overlaid them. I even played in Photoshop with cutting some out, and wasn't too sure. Right, so here's what are we back to? We're back to lino print on the gold on top of some other designs. We've got I cut some of these pieces down. It did start as a full piece, and I cut it down to just the sash, and then I cut out more pieces again. I thought I might use them as motifs, possibly. It's quite an interesting effect. I quite like this one, and I quite like that one. And well, you never know. Just depends on how I use it. But again, you can see the pattern behind, but maybe that's nice. I don't know. Same thing again. I like the depth of colour next to the gold, but again you can see through it. And this is how my clear one did the opposite to what I expected. But that's fine. You know, it's all in the learning, and actually I quite like it. Again, same thing, and a different pattern background. Worked really nicely on the grey. There. Here on this one, I cut up some pieces of paper and put them in to stop the ink getting through, and I don't know, I quite like it. There's some things I could do with it, I'm sure. Oh, right, more. This one I really like, more cutting up. I like that one. Nice on that blue too. This was the shell and the pebbles on the water. Quite like that. The colour hasn't come through as well on this, but I don't think, I did lots of them, and I don't think I could have got any better than I did. They did come out far better in gold, to be honest, and this is like a dark bluey grey, which is nice. I did it twice on this one, and you can see it's come out much paler on this bit than it did on this bit. But you know, I don't want anything to go to the waste. I like to make sure I use everything. So this one was just one of the white backgrounds, and there was nothing else on it. So I thought, well, I had so many of those that I decided to use some Posca pens and just play about and see what happened. So I put some gold on here. I put some silver on there. I don't know if you can see it's silver. I left that one the white. And I got the same at the bottom then. So I did them in sections so that I could see how they looked, not as a whole thing, you know, to look nice. Quite like this section here, that's worked quite well. Don't feel that this worked very well. The reason that I made them in this cutout way was because I wanted it to look like folds, but it didn't really. Maybe it's because I'm going straight down, or maybe the pattern isn't intricate enough. But anyway, I like to try and practice. So that's my presentation.